In this video today, we are going to be comparing 0 Hour and Rainbow Six Siege together and whether you should play one or the other depending on what you like. We are going to be looking at some similarities and opposites and some characteristics from each game, and you can decide which one you prefer. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video, and if you agree or don't agree with these points, let's dive straight into it. Beginning with 0 Hour, let's first talk about what 0 Hour is for those who don't know what this game is. It is a super tactical, realistic PvP shooter. It's a 5v5 situation where there are attackers and defenders. You can get 0 Hour for $12 on Steam, which is a really good price considering Rainbow Six Siege is $40. 0 Hour is a slower gameplay that focuses on realism. The movement is super clunky and, to be honest, gets you killed sometimes. You have the stamina of an old lady. You run 10 steps and you are out of breath. Like, look here. Did I mention that 0 Hour is super tactical? Yeah, well, the night vision gameplay is one of the coolest things about this game, making it extremely immersive. Basically, on every map, you can cut the power, making the entire map extremely dark, giving the attackers an advantage. However, defenders can equip flashlights to counter this, but it still gives their position away. 0 Hour is really all about holding angles as the defender and knowing the spawn locations of the attacker. Another thing to take note is the defenders cannot go out in the beginning of the round, and if they do, they are revealed on the map, like this clip. Before each round starts, you get 30 seconds to set up your loadout and gadgets and spawn location. After that, the attackers have 30 seconds on the planning table, which shows them where the bomb is, where the players can draw. They're very useful and tactical plans in how to infiltrate the building and get to the bomb or hostage. Anyway, moving on. The gunplay in 0 Hour is actually pretty decent. It feels weird in the beginning, but as you play, it gets better. The animations are clean. Pistols shoot very slow. Lasers will give your position away, especially when the power is cut. Listen to me. As a defender, always equip flashlights. Always. Otherwise, you simply cannot see anything in the dark. Another cool feature is that you can open doors slightly to peek through, and then you can kick doors down. The grenade sounds are way too loud in this game, like it gives me a fright every single time. Also, a very good counter is, as a defender, bring flares. Attackers literally cannot do much while the flare is active when the power is cut because they are pretty much blinded. The util in this game works very well. Pro tip, C4 is your best friend with riot shields. Another thing is, as a defender, don't shoot during planning time as it gives your position away. The grappling needs some work, especially in some maps. A good strat is using riot shields. It is really overpowered. The maps are awesome. My favorite is the plane map. They are really well laid out. Another tip, in some maps the windows are bulletproof, so watch out for that. Moving on to Rainbow Six Siege, aka Sweat City. Look, if you haven't heard about Rainbow Six Siege, what are you even doing? I'm just kidding. Now, Siege, just like 0 Hour, is a tactical shooter and probably one of the first major tactical FPS shooters to be released. Siege has had a huge success for good reason. It focuses a bit more on faster paced gameplay, quicker rounds, faster movement, and faster gunplay. Siege has much smoother animations and has a much smoother gameplay than 0 Hour, and it does feel more polished. Now, Siege does have a big team behind them and has been out for a very long time. Siege, unlike 0 Hour, has operators that you choose from, and the list is big. Each operator has their own unique abilities, which makes Siege have a bigger learning curve than 0 Hour, as you must know each character's abilities and how to counter them. Now, Siege also has a planning time. Attackers have drones to locate the bomb or hostage, and defenders must prepare. Now, one of the coolest features about Siege is the fortifying, which is something that never gets old and is extremely satisfying in my opinion. Siege has more entry points and more angles to cover than 0 Hour has. There are a lot of maps, and like 0 Hour, it requires you to learn the maps, and that obviously comes with playing the game. But what makes Siege harder is that you can break through most walls and roofs. Now, some characters on Siege are a bit overpowered in my opinion, but I guess every operator has its strengths and weaknesses. Now, there really isn't much more to say about Rainbow Six Siege that hasn't already been said out there, so let's compare the two together. Now, in this comparison, we're going to list the pros and cons of each game, and you decide which playstyle you prefer. Let's start with Siege. The pros of Siege are fast gameplay, smooth gunplay, has operators with unique abilities, really good maps. Fortifying as defenders is really cool and satisfying. Tactical gameplay. The cons is the price is $40, there's a steep learning curve, and Rainbow has a huge grind to get operators. Now we move on to 0 Hour. The pros are simple gameplay, realistic and tactical gameplay, the price is affordable, there is decent gunplay, there are really cool maps and tactical maps. Everything is pretty well balanced and there are no operators to grind for. Everyone has the same range of weapons that they can choose from and it's a balanced loadout system. The cons are clunky movement, needs a bit more polishing for some of the animations. The slow gameplay may not be for everyone. To wrap this video up, if you are looking for a realistic, slower and immersive gameplay, then 0 Hour is for you. If you prefer a faster, smoother and more competitive gameplay, then Siege is for you. Let me know in the comments what your guys' thoughts are and which games you prefer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button and share this video out to your friends. We do have a Discord server, link will be in the description below. Hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see some more. I'll see you guys in the next one.